grab some meat or whatever you need. I'm Corey, and it's time to get into it. So tomorrow, April 28th, 2022 is going to be the start of Diablo 2 Resurrected Ladder Season 1. This is very exciting. This is very awesome. I wanted to talk about my plans for Diablo Ladder Season 1, what tune I'm starting out with, and all that kind of fun stuff, my plans and everything like that. First things first, if you're new here, if you want to see me do videos on a whole bunch of random shit, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. So, I've never been a big Necromancer player. I've always kind of stuck with either a paladin, a sorceress, or a paladin, a sorceress, or a barbarian. Sometimes I would mess around with an Amazon or a Trapsin, but I've never really been big on Necromancers. So what I've decided I'm going to do for Ladder Season 1 of Diablo 2 Resurrected is I'm going to start with a Necromancer. My son and I will probably be leveling together on PlayStation. My son's 9 years old, but he really does enjoy Diablo. So we're probably going to just, run through the game together and play through. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. is when it starts. There has been some changes to the game. There have been some new rune words added. Not really anything for the Necromancer that I'm doing, but there's been a new fire helmet added, which is pretty nice. A new poison weapon that's been added. These are rune words, which can potentially be nice maybe on an Amazon build or an assassin build, not an Amazon build. Some rune words have actually been changed. So you can get insight on a bow. The mercenaries have been modified a bit, made a little bit more, I would say a little bit closer to level playing field, even though you're still not going to be able to get the same playability out of any other mercs aside from the Act 2. The Act 2 Holy Freeze Mercenary, it's just a really, really good mercenary across the board. It's incredibly strong. It's just the Holy Freeze plus the different rune words that are available. Now, granted, Infinity you can put on a bow or a crossbow now. Not Infinity. Insight. Insight, which is the one that gives you Meditation Aura, which is the mana regeneration one. You can get that on a bow or a crossbow now, which means you can use an Act 1 mercenary, but there's not really that. I would never choose an Act 1 over an Act 2 because the Holy Freeze Aura. The Holy Freeze Aura is incredibly strong. And then if you're using a Necromancer like I'm going to be, or even a Summoned Druid, which have been brought up to be actually viable now, you can get a Might Aura mercenary from Act 2. And that'll increase your damage just a little bit, make them a little bit stronger. So builds that have been changed quite a lot are the melee builds. Melee builds for Amazon, melee builds for Assassin. Well, not really melee for the Assassin. Well, yeah, actually, the Martial Arts Assassin has been modified quite a bit. And then the physical damage traps, physical damage abilities have been brought up quite a bit as well. So those may actually be viable now. I'm excited. I'm really excited for this latter season. Today's my birthday, which means it's coming out the day after my birthday, which is fantastic. Nice little present to myself. You can see I got the Diablo 2 Resurrected sweater that my wife got for me that I'm pretty happy with. As you can see in the background, I'm a pretty long time Diablo fan. I mean, the CD that you can't see right there, that is my disc from back before you could actually download the game and play it without a disc. I remember playing it. Funny story. One of the biggest fights, I would say probably the biggest fight my wife and I have ever had, when we lived in Texas together. We were young. I was like 19, 20. She was 18. And we lived together, and I worked a lot. Like I worked 12 to 14 hours a day. And so what I would do is I would get up in the morning and while I had my coffee, I would magic find. I would get up and I would magic find. Well, my wife, girlfriend at the time, she had it in her head that the reason that we weren't getting time together at night was because I was waking up early to play Diablo. Well, I got up one morning and I turned on the computer and Diablo wasn't in the PC. And I lost my shit because she purposely hid the disc so that I couldn't play before I went to work. And it caused a huge fight between us. Now we look back on it and we laugh now. There was a lot of yelling. I was very, very irritated. Like, don't come between me and my video games. Like there's not much that I do. Okay, I'm not an alcoholic. I don't drink a lot. Um, I don't smoke weed anymore. I wasn't smoking weed at the time either. I don't do drugs. This is my escapism, right? I work 14 hours a day, sometimes 12, on a good day, 9.5. And I just want to be able to play some Diablo 2, you know? So it caused quite a kerfuffle. Um, But yeah, this is super exciting. So tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are going to be playing Diablo 2 Resurrected. I'm probably going to be leveling up on the PlayStation simply because my son and I can level together. He doesn't have it on PC. I don't know if his laptop would really be able to run it that well, but I know that the PS4 in his room and the PS5 in the living room are both capable of running it. I may end up throwing the PS5 in here because I do have this nice new monitor. Although, I mean, it's a 4K TV in the living room versus the 240 hertz refresh rate monitor in here. I don't know. Um, but we'll see. I might just leave it in the living room. It might be easier. But yeah, I want to thank y'all for checking out this video. Let me know down in the comment section below what your plans are for Diablo 2 Resurrected Ladder Season 1. I'm not going to be playing hardcore. Um, I don't play hardcore. I'm not good enough for that. I'm a baddie. I die often, and I don't care that much. So yeah, there's my plans. Let me know yours. I'm gonna go play some WoW Classic. Try to level up. I've been leveling up a paladin, trying to catch up to my wife. She's almost ready for Outlands. I have a character already in Outlands, my hunter, but she doesn't really like being carried. So what I've been doing is working on a paladin. I'm 8 levels behind her now, 9 levels behind her, catching up pretty quick, and yeah, we'll be in Outlands soon. And then when Wrath Classic drops, I'm going back to my roots. I'm going prop paladin. Once Wrath Classic drops. I loved Prop Paladin. I played my Paladin tank in Diablo, or not Diablo, in WoW, in Wrath of the Lich King, back when it was the current game. I played that, such a substantially different build than so many other people, and it worked so successfully well. I'll talk about that in another video. I'm not going to get too deep into it, um, but maybe it'll entice other people to try a new way of tanking. Anyways, I'm going to see y'all later. I'm out.